The league is on the air. From Wrigley Field, the home opener, the Chicago Cubs host the St. Louis Cardinals. Now for the starting lineups. First for the visiting St. Louis Cardinals. Batting first, playing center field, Jim Russell. Batting second, playing third base, Ken Keltner. Batting third, playing first base, Frank McCormick. Batting fourth, playing right field, Roy Cullenbine. Batting fifth, playing second base, Snuffy Sternweiss. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, Bobby Sturgeon. Batting seventh, playing left field, Emma Rao. Batting eighth, the catcher, Bill Dickey. Batting ninth, the starting pitcher, Allie Reynolds. And now the starting lineup for the homestanding Chicago Cubs. Batting first, shortstop, Johnny Pesky. Batting second, playing second base, Buddy Blattner. Batting third, playing center field, Carl Furillo. Batting fourth, playing left field, Ted Williams. Batting fifth, playing first base, Ray Sanders. Batting sixth, playing third base, Peanuts Lowry. Batting seventh, right field, Wally Moses. Batting eighth, catcher, Clyde McCullough. Batting ninth, the starting pitcher, Oscar Judd. The conditions, 30,000 fans in the stands, clear skies, 52 degrees, wind blowing out to center at 9 miles an hour. It's time to play ball. Welcome to opening day baseball in Chicago. Today the Cubs will face the Cardinals. This is the initial matchup between these teams. The temperature is 52 degrees under sunny skies, hitter-friendly conditions with the wind blowing out to center. We're all set for baseball. Today's starting pitcher for the Cubs is Oscar Judd. Leading off for St. Louis, it's Jim Russell. The ball is hit to center field, and the center fielder will make the catch, and we're underway. Here's the defense for the Chicago Cubs. Left field, Ted Williams. Center field, Carl Furillo. Right field, Wally Moses. Third base, Peanuts Lowry. Johnny Pesky at short. Buddy Blattner at second base. And Ray Sanders at first. The battery, Clyde McCullough behind the plate. Oscar Judd on the mound. The batter for St. Louis, Ken Keltner. He's hitting 1 for 11 on the year with 1 run batted in. Here's the pitch from Oscar Judd. That's it in the air to left field. The left fielder is there to make the catch for the second out. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Frank McCormick. Here's the pitch from Judd. Righty versus righty. Hit on the ground to short. Picks it up and throws the first in time. 1, 2, 3, nothing across. We go to the bottom of the first inning. There's no score. For the Cubs, it'll be Pesky, Blattner, and Ferrillo due up. Here's Johnny Pesky. He's hitting 3 for 12 on the year. Here's the pitch from Reynolds. Righty against the left-hand hitter. That's hit in the air over the second baseman into center field for a base hit. The 2-2 pitch is hit to center for a single. The leadoff man is aboard. Pesky at first. Good speed aboard. Here's Buddy Blattner, the right-hand hitter, against the right-handed pitching Allie Reynolds for St. Louis. No score. Bottom of the first inning. Opening day at Wrigley Field. Here's the pitch from Reynolds. That's hit in the air. The third baseman will come in fair ground and make the catch for the first out. Let's look at the defense for the St. Louis Cardinals. In left field, Bama Rao. The center fielder, Jim Russell. In right field, Roy Cullenbine. Over at third, Ken Keltner. Shortstop, Bobby Sturgeon. And over at second, Snuffy Sternweiss. First base, Frank McCormick. The battery behind the plate, Bill Dickey. And on the mound, Allie Reynolds. Here's Carl Ferrillo, the number 3 hitter. He's 1 for 12 on the year. Here's the pitch from Reynolds. Righty against righty. Hit on the ground to second. He picks it up. He'll go to second base and get the force play on the lead runner. Fielder's choice. And that's the second out. Ferrillo at first. And here's Ted Williams. Stepping to the plate. He's the cleanup hitter. He's 4 for 11 on the year with 4 runs batted in. Righty against lefty. 2 out, man on first. Here's the pitch. And the 1-1 pitch is called a ball. And the catcher makes a throw to first base, and the runner is back. Two outs, man on first. Ted Williams steps in, his first at bat at Wrigley Field in a Cubs uniform. Here's the pitch, the 3-1. Misses, ball 4, and they walk him. So 2 men are on with 2 out. And here's Ray Sanders, the number 5 hitter. He's 5 for 12 on the year with 2 runs batted in, hitting .417. The left-hand hitter Ray Sanders at the plate. Right-hander Reynolds on the mound. Now ready. Here's the pitch. Has it on the ground. Slow roller to third. He picks it up. Throws the first in time to retire the side. End of the home first. The Cubs get 2 base runners but do not score. At the end of an inning, there's no score. Top of the second inning. For the Cardinals, it'll be Cullenbine, Sternweiss, and Sturgeon due up. Left-hand pitching Oscar Judd on the mound for the Cubs. Here's the pitch. That's it in the air, left field. He's waiting on it, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Here's Snuffy Sternweiss, the second baseman, number 5 hitter, hitting 3 for 12 on the year with 2 runs batted in. Here's the pitch from Judge, lefty versus righty. That's it on the ground to second. He'll take it, throw to first in time. Sharply hit. Nice play by the second baseman Blattner for the Cubs. 2 out, nobody on. Here's Bobby Sturgeon. 2 for 9 on the year. The pitch from the lefty Judd to the righty hitting. That's a pop-up on the infield. And the first baseman will make the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. No score. Bottom of the second inning for the Cubs. It'll be Lowry, Moses, and McCullough due up. Here's Peanuts Lowry, 2 for 10 on the year. The pitch from Reynolds. And he misses, ball 4. Full count pitch, misses the mark. And the leadoff man will take first base. Good speed at first, and here's Wally Moses, left-hand hitter, facing the righty Reynolds. Here's the pitch. That's hit in the air to left field. Moves towards center and makes the catch. Makes a throw to first base, and the runner's back. That's the first out of the inning. And here's Clyde McCullough, the number 8 hitter, hitting 2 for 11 on the year. The catcher. Righty against righty. Here's the pitch.
Strike 3.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the inning. I think. No, that's 2 out. Here's Oscar Judd, the pitcher. Lowry on first, 2 out. No score. Bottom of the second inning, opening day at Wrigley Field. In a pitcher's duel so far. Here's the pitch. That's it in the air. The third baseman is in foul ground, and he'll make the catch of the pop-up to retire the side. Cubs get a walk, but nothing else. And through 2, there's no score. For the Cardinals, it'll be the bottom of the order. Rao, Dickey, and Reynolds due up. Lefty versus lefty. Judd versus Baima Rao. The left fielder. He's 4 for 12 on the year. Here's the pitch. That's hit on the ground to second. He'll pick it up, throw to first in time for the first out. Here's Bill Dickey, left-hand hitter, facing the lefty Oscar Judd. Here's the pitch. That's base hit to left field. And he's hit it for second as the left fielder had trouble with fielding the ball. And it's an error charge to the left fielder. The runner is safe at second base, Bill Dickey. So Williams has trouble with it in left, and Dickey is standing on second. They charge Williams with an error. Here's Allie Reynolds, the right-hand hitter, facing the lefty Oscar Judd. Runner in scoring position, top of the third. No score. That was the first hit for the Cardinals. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second out. Here's Jim Russell, the top of the order. That was the pitcher who struck out. Russell is 0 for 1 today. He's 4 for 14 on the season. And in scoring position with 2 out. Here's the pitch. Lefty versus righty batter. That's in the air on the infield. Right side. The first baseman will make the catch in foul and fair territory to retire the side. The side is retired. 1 error by Chicago in the inning, but St. Louis fails to take advantage. There's still no score. Each team has a hit. Chicago has an error. Bottom of the third inning for the Cubs. It'll be the top of the order. Pesky, Blattner, and Ferrillo due up. Here's Johnny Pesky. 1 for 1. The pitch to him. Left-hand hitter hits it in the air. That's a base hit to center. Center fielder will field it and get it back in. Leadoff man is aboard. It's an 0-2 pitch to left center field. Pesky at first. Here's Blattner, the right-hand hitter, against the righty Allie Reynolds. No score. Opening day at Wrigley Field. Bottom of the third inning. Here's the pitch from Reynolds. That's it in the air to center field. And it's over his head. He can't make the play. The runner on third is rounding and hit it home. He will score easily with no throw. There's a throw to third, and that runner is safe at third. A triple. And the triple scores a run. And the Cubs are on the board and take the lead 1-0. A triple for Buddy Blattner. Here's Carl Furillo stepping in. He's 1 for 13 on the year, 0 for 1 today. Right-hand hitter against the right-hand pitcher. Nobody out. Runner on third. Here's the pitch. The hit is to center field, and that's very deep, and that's all the way to the wall for extra bases. He's hit it for third base, and they'll make a throw, but it will not be in time. That's back-to-back triples for the Cubs. Blattner will score, and Furillo is on third. The Cubs now lead 2-0. Back-to-back triples for the Cubs. Ted Williams now will step in, the left-hand hitter, facing the righty Allie Reynolds. Furillo at third. 2-run lead for Chicago. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. Righty versus lefty. That's it on the ground to second. He'll pick it up, throw to first in time, but the run will score. And it's 3-0 Chicago. That's the first out of the inning. Here's the number 5 hitter, Ray Sanders, the first baseman. He's 0 for 1 today, hitting .385 on the year. Righty versus lefty. The pitch. That's it in the air, center field. He's there. He'll make that catch for the second out. Here's Peanuts Lowry, 2 for 10 on the year. Doesn't have an at-bat today. Righty against righty. That's it on the ground to second. He'll pick it up, throw to first in time, and that retires the side. Chicago scores 3 runs on 3 hits, and they now lead St. Louis 3-0. Top of the 4th inning. For St. Louis, it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Keltner, McCormick, and Cullenbach. Here's Ken Keltner. He's over 1. St. Louis trails by 3 as they bat here in the top of the 4th. Lefty versus right-hand hitting Keltner. Here's the pitch from Judd. That's it in the air to center field, and that's going to be trouble. That will go all the way to the wall, and it's extra bases. He's rounding second, and he's headed for third. The throw to third is not in time. And that's the 3rd triple of our game, the first for the Cardinals. The alley is alive here at Wrigley today. So Keltner stands at third with nobody out, and Frank McCormick will step to the plate. He's 2 for 12 on the season, 0 for 1 today. Right-hand hitter facing the lefty Oscar Judd. Here's the pitch. That misses, ball 4. Walked him on 4 pitches. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Here's Roy Cullenbach. St. Louis trails by 3. The tying run is at the plate. Right-hand hitter, lefty pitcher. Here's the pitch. That's in the air on the infield. The second baseman stands in short right field and will make the catch for the first out. The runners stay put. 1 out. Here's Snuffy Sternweiss. Keltner at third. McCormick at first. 3-0 Chicago leads. Here's the pitch to Sternweiss. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the second out. Judd in a bind. facing the right hand hitting Bobby Sturgeon. He's 0 for 1. Runners on the corners. Tying run at the plate. Here's the pitch from Oscar Judd. That's it in the air. The right fielder is there to, the left fielder is there to make the catch to retire the side. St. Louis gets a hit and a walk, but nothing more. The score is unchanged, 3-0 Cubs. Bottom of the 4th inning. For Chicago, it'll be Moses, McCullough, and Judd due up. Here's Wally Moses. He's 0 for 1. They lead by 3 here in the bottom of the 4th. Opening day at Wrigley Field, the friendly confines. Here's the pitch from the right-hand pitcher to the left-hand hitter, Moses. That's hit on the ground, base hit to left field, and the leadoff man is on. He hits an 0-1 pitch to left. That's the 5th hit for the Cubs. Good speed at first and Wally Moses, and here's Clyde McCullough stepping up. He's the number 8 hitter, the catcher. 2 for 12 on the year, 0 for 1 today. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. He squares the bunt, and he bunts it foul. Here's the pitch to McCullough. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's 2 strikeouts for Reynolds. That's the first out of the inning. Moses at first, and here's the pitcher, Judd, stepping in. He's 0 for 1. 1 out, bottom of the 4th, Wally Moses at first. Chicago leads 3-0. Righty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. He lays one down to the first base side. He'll throw to the pitcher covering first for the out. The sacrifice works, and Moses moves to second. Two out now, and Johnny Pesky will step in. He's 2 for 2. Here's the pitch from Allie Reynolds, the right-hander, against the left-hand hitting Pesky. That's on the ground to third. He'll throw across the diamond to first base and get the out to retire the side. The Cubs get a hit and nothing else. The score is still 3-0 in favor of Chicago. Top of the 5th inning. Oscar Judd had thrown 62 pitches. In 4 innings of work, he's allowed 2 hits, no earned runs. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. For St. Louis, it'll be Rao, Dickey, and Reynolds, the bottom of the order, due up. Here's Bama Rao. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch from Judd. And that's ball 4. So the leadoff man is aboard, and here's Bill Dickey, the number 8 hitter, the catcher, 1 for 1 today. Here's the pitch, lefty versus lefty, hit in the air to right field, and here he runs in and makes a great catch, saving a single for the first out. Wally Moses in right field for the Cubs. Rao remains at first. Here's Allie Reynolds, the pitcher. He's 0 for 1. Cardinals trail by 3. Tying run is on deck. Here's the pitch from lefty Judd. He lays one down. Pitcher picks it up. He'll throw to first in time. Rowell is sacrificed to second base. Cardinals have a runner in scoring position. They trail by 3. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. The leadoff man, Jim Russell, will step in. He's 0 for 2 today. Lefty versus righty. Here's the pitch. Has it on the ground the first. He'll take it himself to retire the side. Just a walk for St. Louis and nothing more. The score is still 3-0 Cubs. Bottom of the 5th inning. For Chicago, it'll be Blattner, Ferrillo, and Williams due up. Allie Reynolds, in 4 innings of work, has thrown 64 pitches. He's allowed 5 hits, 3 earned runs. He's walked 2 and struck out 2. Here's Blattner. He's 1 for 2 today with a run batted in. The pitch from Reynolds, righty versus righty. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First out. Here's Ferrillo. 1 for 2 with a run batted in. Right-hand hitter versus the righty pitching, Allie Reynolds. The delivery. That's it in the air. Base hit. Left field. 1 out, base knock for Ferrillo. Here's Williams stepping in. Lefty hitter against the righty, Allie Reynolds. 1 out. He's 0 for 1 today. He has a run batted in. Here's the pitch. He misses, ball 4, and Williams will take his base. Reynolds has now walked 3 batters. I believe that's the second walk he's issued to Williams. 2 on, 1 out. Here's Sanders, the number 5 hitter. He's 0 for 2 today. Got 5 hits on the season and 14 at-bats. Righty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. Yes, that in the air. The left fielder is there. He'll make the catch for the second out. He throws it in, and the runners do not advance. So 2 out now. Ferrillo at second, Williams at first, and here's Peanuts Lowry, the number 6 hitter, the third baseman. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch, righty versus righty. That's hit up the middle, base hit. And rounding third, hit it for home. The throw is home, and he is out at the plate. Great throw from the center fielder. And the side is retired. Chicago comes up empty. They fail to add to their 3-0 lead. Top of the 6th inning, Cubs lead 3-0. Opening day at Wrigley Field. For the St. Louis Cardinals, it'll be Keltner, McCormick, and Cullenbine due up. Oscar Judd in his 6th inning of work. Left-hand pitcher against the right-hand hitting Keltner. Here's the pitch. That's it on the ground to short. He'll take it and throw to first in time for the first out. 1 away. Here's Frank McCormick. He's 0 for 1. Number 3 hitter, hitting 2 for 12 on the year. Here's the pitch. That's it. Past the shortstop. Into center field for a base hit. The 1-out single has St. Louis with a runner on the base pass. Here's Roy Cullenbine, the cleanup hitter. He's 0 for 2. Lefty versus righty. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 out now. And here's Snuffy. The second baseman, Sternweiss, is 0 for 2. Man on first. 2 out. St. Louis trails 3-0. The pitch. The lefty delivers. Hit on the ground. Oh, that's in the air to first. He'll make the catch to retire the side. The St. Louis sixth is over. Nothing on a hit for St. Louis. They still trail the Cubs 3-0. Bottom of the sixth inning. For Chicago, it'll be Moses, McCullough, and Judd due up. St. Louis has no runs on 3 hits, no errors. Chicago has 3 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. Here's Wally Moses, left-hand hitter, facing the righty Allie Reynolds. The pitch.
Strike 3.
That is a strike called, and that's the first out. Here's Clyde McCullough. He's 0 for 2. Righty versus righty. The delivery. That's on the ground the second. He picks it up, throws the first in time. 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Oscar Judd, the pitcher. He's 0 for 1 today. The pitch. That misses, ball 4, and they put him on. 2-out walk allows the leadoff man to come to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th. Pesky is 2 for 3 today. Righty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. That's in the air to left field. He should make this catch. He does, and that retires the side. 1 walk in the inning, but that's it. The Cubs remain in front, 3-0. We've played 6 innings. 3 runs scored in the bottom of the 3rd is the only scoring in this game. The Cubs are leading here on opening day, 3-0, as we enter the top of the 7th inning. For the Cardinals, it'll be Sturgeon, Rao, and Dickey due up. Here's Bobby Sturgeon, 0-2, 0 for 2 today. The pitch from lefty Oscar Judd for Chicago. That's on the ground. First baseman will take it, and he will try to throw the first to the pitcher covering, and the runner will beat it out. They scored a single, and Sturgeon is at first base, not a threat to steal. Here's the left-hand hitting Bama Rao stepping in. He's facing the lefty Oscar Judd. He's 0 for 1 today, 4 hits on the season. Here's the pitch. That's hit in the air to right field, and it will be caught. And he throws it quickly in, and the runner on first will remain at first base. So a fly out to right field is the first out of the 7th inning. Here's Bill Dickey. He's the number 8 hitter, the catcher. He's 1 for 2. Runner on first. St. Louis trails by 3 here in the top of the 7th. Opening day at Wrigley Field. Lefty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. That's in the air to short, and he'll make that catch of that line drive for the second out. Sturgeon does not advance. Allie steps in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Side retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. Cubs still lead the Cardinals 3-0. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join in singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Bottom of the 7th inning. For the Cubs, it'll be Blattner, Ferrillo, and Williams due up. Allie Reynolds still in there and is for his 7th inning of work. He's thrown 102 pitches. 7 hits allowed, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Here's the right-hand hitting Buddy Blattner stepping in. The second baseman, the number 2 hitter. Righty against righty. Here's the pitch. That's in the air, and that will be a base hit. And it gets by him a little bit. And he's in second with a double. They scored a double. Looks like the center fielder had a little trouble with that. Furillo. Oh, that's not Furillo. Center fielder for St. Louis is Russell. And Blattner is at second base with a double. Leadoff double. Here's Carl Furillo. He's 2 for 3 with a run batted in. Right-hand hitter against the righty Allie Reynolds. Here's the pitch. That ball gets away. It's a wild pitch. And Blattner will move to third base. So the Cubs have a man at third with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. They already lead by 3. And Furillo will step back in. The infield is in to try to stop the run with nobody out. Here's the pitch from Reynolds to Furillo, righty against righty. He swings and misses, strike 3 on a 2-2 fastball, 92 miles an hour. That's the first out. The infield remains in to try and stop the one with one out. And the batter is Ted Williams, the left-hand hitter, against the righty Reynolds. Here's the pitch. And that's outside. They decide to walk him intentionally with first base open. They put Williams on first, and Ray Sanders will step in. He's 0 for 3 today. 5 hits on the season out of 15 tries. Infield still in. Here's the pitch to Reynolds. No, now they're at, no, I think they're in on the corners. Swing and a miss. And that's the second out. Now with 2 outs, they'll go back to normal depth. Blattner's at third, Williams at first, and Lowry will step in. He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch from Reynolds. That's hit in the air, and that's a base hit. Center field, 1 run is in. Another man hit it for third. There's a throw to third, and he's safe. The throw is offline. Lowry delivers an RBI single, and the Cubs extend their lead to 4-0. And that'll be all for the pitcher. They're calling for the right-hander, Johnny Hetke. For the Cubs, it'll be Wally Moses stepping in, the left-hand hitter, the right fielder, hitting 5 for 13, 385 on the year, 1 for 3 today. Right-hand pitcher against the left-hand Moses. Here's the pitch. That's in the air. And that's on the infield. The third baseman will catch the high pop fly and end the inning. 1 run is in, 2 hits, no errors. 2 runners left on. Chicago adds to their lead. It's now 4-0. We go to the 8th inning. Top of the order for the Cardinals. It'll be Russell, Keltner, and McCormick due up. Oscar Judd entering his 8th inning of work. He's thrown 99 pitches. He's allowed 4 hits, no earned runs. He's walked 2 and struck out 4. Here's the right-hand hitting Jim Russell facing the lefty Judd. He's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. That's hit in the air to right field, and he's there. A line drive got to him in a hurry, but he was there to make the catch for the first out. Wally Moses in right for Chicago. Here's Ken Keltner. number 2 hitter, 1 for 3. Lefty versus the righty. The pitch. It's on the ground, the first. He takes it and will make the put out unassisted. 2 out now, and here's Frank McCormick, number 3 hitter, 1 for 2. 3 hits on the season. Here's the pitch. That's in the air, foul ground. The first baseman will quickly run toward the stands and make the play to retire the side. 1-2-3 go to Cardinals, and the score is 4-0 Chicago. Bottom of the 8th. For the Cubs, it'll be McCullough, the pitcher Judd, and the leadoff man Pesky due up. Here's Johnny Hetke, the right-hander, versus the right-hand hitting Clyde McCullough. The pitch. On the ground, the first. He will take it himself for the out. 1 away. Frank McCormick for the Cardinals makes the unassisted put-out. Here's the pitcher, Oscar Judd. He's bat for himself here in the bottom of the 8th. He's going to try to finish this one. Left-hand hitter against the righty Hetke. The pitch. That's hit in the air to center field. He runs in for it and he'll make the catch for the second out. Here's Pesky, the leadoff man. 2 for 4 today, hitting .312 on the season. 5 hits and 16 at-bats. Righty versus lefty. Here's the pitch to Pesky. That's hit on the ground and through the infield up the middle. Base hit. He's 3 for 5 now. He's having a good day. Here's Blattner, the number 2 hitter. He's 2 for 4 with a run batted in. Cubs lead by 4 here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch, righty versus righty from Hetke. Man on first, 2 out. That's hit in the air to center field. He's waiting on it, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. Innings over. Cubs get nothing and strand 1. They lead the Cardinals 4-0. 9th inning. The Cardinals trail by 4. They'll send up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Cullenbine, Sternweiss, and Sturgeon. Judd on the mound trying to throw a complete game. He's thrown 111 pitches and 8 innings of work, 4 hits allowed, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. The left-hand Judd versus the right-handed Cullenbine, the pitch. That's hit in the air to left field. He's ready, and he'll make the catch for the first out. 1 away. Here's Snuffy Sternweiss. He's 0 for 3. Lefty versus righty, the pitch. That's a base hit to left. Both the shortstop and third baseman converge, but neither could make a play. And with 1 out, they have a man on. Here's Bobby Sturgeon. He's 1 for 3. Good speed at first base. Lefty versus righty. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Hit on the ground to third. It's by him. Base hit. Runner on second stops at second as the throw comes into the cutoff man. Back-to-back hits for St. Louis with 1 out. Here's Bama Rao. Lefty versus lefty. Sternweiss at second. Sturgeon at first. Tying run is on deck. Here's the pitch. That's hit in the air on the infield. The shortstop will make the catch for the second out. An infield pop-up. And now the number 8 hitter, Bill Dickey, will step in. He's the left-hand hitter. He's 1 for 3 today against the lefty, Judd. 2 on, 2 out. Cardinals are down to their final out. Here's the pitch. That's on the ground. The pitcher will take it. He'll throw to first. That retires the side. The Cubs win. On opening day, they shut out the St. Louis Cardinals 4-0. Fine pitching performance by Oscar Judd with a 6-hit shutout. Short and sweet. Here's the totals for today's game. Let's take a look at the totals. First, for the victorious Chicago Cubs, they scored 4 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. Chicago left 10 men on base. The winning pitcher is Oscar Judd. He's 1-0. The losing pitcher is Allie Reynolds. He's 0-1. Judd is the player of the game. Chicago Cubs pitcher Oscar Judd did his job to perfection, flanking the St. Louis Cardinals at Wrigley Field. He scattered 6 hits while striking out 4. In a 4-0 shutout, all I did was not allow any runs, he joked after the game. I mean, technically, that's what they pay me to do, right? Cubs win. Even a record at 2-2. Cardinals fall to 0-4. That's the end of Saturday, April 20th. Here are the performances of the day. Three pitching performances. Here's the standings. Here's the upcoming schedule. As we complete the first week of the season.